Transmission and distribution companies certainly in focus. They are seeing increased buying interest. What's the buzz? Varsha Johnson with a quick deep dive there. Varsha.
Well, thank you so much for that. We have been hearing about India adding renewable assets by 2030, but what goes behind lies a huge opportunity over there, which is transmission and distribution sector. Let's see, we can see it from the stock price as well, because a lot of transmission and distribution sector companies have given a good returns to its investors, and despite that, analysts are expecting huge upside potential, even though we have seen a good return. So if you see the upside potential by analysts, that ranges from 8.5% to 40%. So that's a huge upside potential still available when it comes to these companies. Let's see why there's so much of buzz and why analysts are bullish on this sector. Starting with, India aims for 500 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030, which will require 50 gigawatt of new capacity yearly. And that means, transmission and distribution sector will need 9 lakh crore of investment by 2030, which will be driven by renewable energy and rising power consumption. Moving on, where currently India stands, if I were to talk about, India reached 200 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel capacity by 25 end, and which means that need to add 50 gigawatt of every year to stay on track. Even government plans to tender almost 60 to 75 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity in next 2 years. Now, moving on, if I were to talk about the overall, what will be the key growth drivers? One is, of course, solar power needs new transmission lines, and there will be upgradation of the older lines. So, increased power demand requires upgrading older lines to higher capacities. These are basically the key growth drivers which will lead to, growth when it comes to this sector. Now, let's see, what are the order book when it comes to these companies. So, on to the capex, if I were to talk about, the capex will be over 1.6 lakh crore in the next 5 years, and annual T&D spending is expected to double by 2030. Now, talking about the order book, so these are the order book of few companies. There have been huge growth in order book from FY23 to 2025, ranging from 3x to 5x. Even their book to bill ratio, if I were to talk about, gives us a visibility of revenue of for the next few years. Here is the book to bill ratio of few companies, ranging from 3.4 to 5x, giving us a visibility of revenue over the next few years. But talking about, let's hear it from the management, what management is saying when it comes to this sector. Starting from Power Grid, they have a strong project pipeline, their capex guidance remains unchanged, and moving on, if I were to talk about, let's see what Adani Energy Solution is saying, that they even have 90,000 crores of transmission opportunity for the next few years, and even GE Vernova and few other companies are giving a good guidance when it comes to their volume growth and revenue growth. So clearly, we have good growth opportunity when it comes to overall sector, backed by renewable assets of 500 gigawatt by 2030.